Hi guys, it's Courtney. I'm back with another video talking about DoorDash. I was making a lot of DoorDash videos when I first started making videos on YouTube, and I haven't made any recently, and I'm gonna kind of give you guys the pros and the cons and why I haven't been making videos is because I haven't been doing DoorDash. If you guys haven't watched my previous videos, I did start doing DoorDash.
I want to say about
6 or 7 months ago. I just liked it as like kind of like a side gig because of the job I was working at the time. I really enjoyed it. If you guys are here to figure out if you guys want to do it or not, I'll run you through like the basics. In the beginning, you
apply online, and then they set you up with an orientation date. Well, at least this is how it happened with my experience. I know in the comments other people have been telling me that they didn't have to go through an orientation, they just sent them their stuff in the mail. With me, I had to go, it was only about 20 minutes away from my house. There was like 15 people. They kind of just ran us through everything just in case anyone had any further questions or had trouble filling out certain paperwork, I guess. And that was it. And then they gave you your it's like this, it's called a Dasher card, but it's like this like pink and white like credit card pretty much. You could pretty much just go and you're good to go. We were probably there for 20 minutes. It was super simple. And then I immediately started door dashing. I actually door dashed my whole first day of door dashing. I actually have in a previous video. And yeah. But now I did it for a couple months, and then there was times where I slowed down, I picked up on it.
And here are just kind of the pros and cons. Pros, you get to do it whatever you want. You get to do it whenever you want. Another pro would be that the pay isn't horrible. Sometimes it's not the best, but I live in California. At the time when I had first started it, minimum wage was $10.50 an hour. So I was making about $10.50. You kind of figure out like the locations that work best for you, like the more populated locations, or you just find locations where people pay a little more. So the pay wasn't bad, but the times where I did do it and I had to go through really hard customers or really difficult like restaurants to reach, and then you get paid like just like $6, you kind of feel kind of bummy sometimes after that, but it's just a part of the job. Another pro is that in between, you get to do whatever you want. You get to listen to your own music. You get to talk on the phone. You're not on a strict schedule, not even just with the timing. The customer service is only for 5% of your actual job, which is when you are talking to the person you're picking the food up from, and then when you're dropping it off. Besides that, you're by yourself. Another pro is you could bring other people along with you. I really liked that kind of concept. It made me feel a lot more safe as well. Sometimes me being this tiny petite like girl, everyone's like, oh my gosh, why would you do that? I usually have someone with me. A big thing for me is like, I like driving. I enjoy driving. If I wasn't even doing DoorDash, I'd be going on like drives every couple days, or sometimes a couple times a day. I enjoy driving. So if you don't enjoy driving, this probably isn't the best job for you, because if you don't enjoy driving, it makes the pay less worth it. Oh, and also if you have a car that's really good on gas, it makes it a lot worth it as well, because that's when I'm going to start going into the cons. The cons for me, I drive a 2005 Ford Explorer as of right now, and I get 11 miles to the gallon. And when I was doing it, gas was like at like $3.50, and it wasn't. I found myself sometimes putting in, let's say I put $20 into my gas tank and I used pretty much the whole $20, and then I was coming, and it would take me a couple hours to go through the $20 worth of gas, and then sometimes I find myself only making $30, and those are the days that are really irritating. But there's also been times where I put $20 in and it's only like a 4-hour shift and I'm coming home with $60. It makes it a little bit more worth it, but that's when it is like still just you're making minimum wage, but at least you're doing it on your own terms, I guess. Then there are times where I use my girlfriend's car. She has a Honda Civic, and I go out to LA and I could fill up her tank for $40 and do it for, one time I did it for 8 hours, pretty consistently. You know, I stopped and I got myself something to eat, and I made almost $200, and like it was like 7 hours after like all my breaks and everything. And to be quite honest, I had a lot. It's not like I probably only did, I want to say like maybe 12 orders, just because, if that, honestly, if that, maybe 10, just because I was doing it in Santa Monica. In Santa Monica, people did pay really well, because I was doing it a lot for like businesses, like business lunches, people who just don't want to drive in LA and take up their whole lunch break. But that also meant there's a reason why people don't want to drive in LA. It takes forever to get anywhere, and then the parking is hell. So that's also a little bit of a downfall. There was like times where I couldn't park places, and I'm just like, well, the food should be ready, I'm just gonna run, and I park my car where I shouldn't, which is not worth it. Don't do that. I personally have not gotten ticketed for that, but don't risk that. It's not worth it. Another pro, I figure out so many places that I could eat at doing this, like places that I would have never thought of or never would have thought about walking into. I've learned so many good food places because of this job. Con, sometimes on certain days there's like a lot of people who want to DoorDash, and sometimes you just don't have the option to unless you want to drive like super far from your house. At least I have that issue in my area. Sometimes like if I really wanted to do it, if I didn't already schedule a dash, I'd have to drive like 20 minutes out of the way, and by that time with my car, it's not worth it for me anymore. But yeah, long story short, you know, if you do like driving, you have a fuel efficient car, and you don't mind being in the car, like you don't mind being in the car for a couple hours and like driving around in circles, because that is what you're primarily going to be doing. Notice that a lot, just a lot of circles. DoorDash is awesome if you're not trying to make $20 an hour, because you usually don't. And if you're okay with the fact that you make more money sometimes than you do others, you could put in a lot of work and not make much money, and sometimes you could have a really short, easy day and someone just pays you really well. If you're okay with it not being consistent, then it's a perfect job for you. If you don't like driving, you don't like the inconsistency, and if you don't have like the self-motivation, because in the beginning I didn't really have it. It's towards like the middle, I'm just like, oh, I could do it later, oh, I could do it later, and then I never end up doing it. If you have like the
what's that word called?
If you have the self-push, if you can push yourself to do something, works out well. If you don't have that, it's gonna suck. The only reason why I had stopped doing it is just because it wasn't worth it for the money in my car. I'm getting a new car, and I'm gonna hop back into that because I really enjoyed the job, and I will be back on the road with DoorDash. So that is the reason why I'm not doing it, but I am gonna continue still doing it. I just want to make this short DoorDash video just to give you guys kind of an update, and for people who are thinking about doing it, giving you the pros and cons, and you could weigh it out yourself on if you want to start doing this or not. I do suggest though that you do try it out. It's not going to hurt you. Maybe 15 minutes out of your day, or an hour out of your day, to maybe go to an orientation that I don't even know if they're doing anymore, to be quite honest with you. And then like I haven't done it in probably 3 months, and I still have the if tonight I wanted to do it, I wanted to DoorDash, I can go DoorDash. So I think that's a really cool option. So I hope you guys enjoyed the DoorDash video. I am thinking about hopping into DoorDash again. I get my new car, and if you want me to do more driving with me DoorDash edition videos, or if you like the story time about DoorDash, I have a lot more stories about that now. And if you let me know in the comments down below what kind of videos you would want to see, if you want to see them more DoorDash related, I'd love to start doing more videos, make videos while I'm making money, and yeah, bring you along with me, because I a better, I can bring my phone now, a better phone, so it's a lot easier. And yeah, so let me know, and I will see you guys later.